What is going on, everybody? How are we doing tonight on a beautiful, beautiful Sunday? Last Sunday before Christmas. Hopefully, everyone's doing their Christmas shopping, having fun, enjoying the holiday season as best you can, I guess, with masks and everything like that, right? Let's see, who do we have in the chat? We have good old Chad Allen. How are you, Tats? Eric J's Music Promotions. Umpty Scratch, how are you? Pop Epidemic. Nick Bear, how's everyone doing? A fun night. Definitely some awesome guests. Smeye World and Wasatch Pops. Looking forward to that about 10 o'clock. We have giveaways and stuff like that before that. I have some cards. We'll open up some cards. I'll show you guys even some pickups that came in. Sarah, how are you? So without further ado, let's get to some cards. Jeepa Pop. So I know what this is. Shouts out to him. If you guys haven't never followed him, go check him out. Awesome guy. Also doing Whatnot auctions, so definitely check him out. We have wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Very nice card. And Merry Christmas, Brian Henry Jeepa Pop 614. And we have the classic sticker, Darn Kids, Get Off My Wave. Very cool. And then we have the Jeepa Pop stickers here, regular and holographic. Awesome. And then my favorite for Christmas, Merry Christmas, Jeepa Pop, Darn Kids, Stay Away From My Sleigh. I love that one. That is awesome. So big shouts out to Jeepa Pop. Awesome dude. Go check him out. Awesome. Let's see what else. I think I have another card. Do I have another card? I do. I have another card from Eric T. Jones out in Casa Grande, Arizona. Very cool. How many people mystery boxes today? Some mystery boxes dropped. Brew City Collectibles, for those of you who love the Star Wars mystery boxes, those dropped today. They did sell out eventually, but 50 boxes, only like exclusive Star Wars pops. So that's kind of cool. Greetings to you and yours this holiday season, and dear LUAU and family, may the joy, peace of the holidays remain in your heart throughout the new year. Sincerely, I can't see the autograph. Sincerely, Eric Jones. Let's see. Dear LUAU, my Christmas wish for you, my friend, is not a simple one, for I wish you hope and joy and peace, days filled with warmth and sun. I wish you love and friendship, too, throughout the coming year, lots of laughter and happiness to fill your world with cheer. May you count your blessings one by one, and when totaled by the lot, may you find all you've been given to be more than you have sought. May your journeys be short, your burdens light. May your spirit never grow old. May your all clouds have silver linings and your rainbows pots of gold. I wish this all so much for you. May all your dreams come true. May you have a Merry Christmas, friend, and a Happy New Year, too. So, very cool. Thank you, Eric. Awesome one. Professor Josh, how are you? Awesome auction Friday night, Josh. Awesome. And yeah, I love the whole mystery box battle. It was very cool. And I got a cool one. A John LaFoot soda as a bonus. And a red Mando. Awesome. Awesome. Speaking of Mandalorian, everyone watched the last episode of this season for Mandalorian. I'm not going to give any spoilers, Ray, but it was awesome. I loved it. Very good. I don't know when we'll see Mandalorian the third season. We will see one eventually. But you can best they did preview that come next December. And who knows, we may see Mandalorian next October like we've been seeing. It's a good possibility, I would think. But next December 2021, we will see the Book of Boba Fett. It looks pretty cool. If you saw and stayed past the end credits of season 2 of Mando, you would have seen that. Let's see, what else? What else do we have? Wonder Woman, big shouts out to Nick, finishing up his tour Wonder Woman on his way home to California. He has some special bands. If you guys have not checked out Bands for Arms, he has some special Wonder Woman bands that he made, so definitely check those out. Awesome bands. He has a mystery box that actually sold out that had some autographed Gal Gadot Funko Pops. That's awesome. Looking forward to seeing that movie. You have to either have a theater that's open or have HBO Max on December 25th for that one. Oh, let's see. What else? Inspector Gadgets came in today, guys. I don't know if you guys grew up with Inspector Gadget. I did. And they're cool. There are 3 of them. There's Inspector Gadget, and then one with Chase, and then there's the Inspector Gadget flying. There's a Funko Shop Inspector Gadget, and then there's Penny. I think they got to do a Brain or, you know, Mr. Claw or something like that. But here's the first one, Inspector Gadget flying. Very cool. Very, very cool. We also, of course, have Penny. Again, awesome with the bag, which, of course, has the special computer notebook in it. We have, now I'm going to say, I don't want to say lazy chase, but not a great chase. Here's the common, right? And here's the chase. Yeah, you can barely see the difference, right? But here's the difference. It basically has his badge coming out of his hat. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. I think it's a lazy chase. But a common chase, so you can be available. I actually got these from Chalice. Shouts out Chalice. When they do pops are released, they always have their chases. Another one, for those of you who love Star Wars, love collecting Black Series. This one came out. It was a Mando Monday, and it actually shipped in. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. It opens up, and then, of course, it's there's Hoth, Han, and Leia in a beautiful packaging. You know, it's a cellophane, opens up, celebrating, again, the anniversary for Empire Strikes Back, Black Series, Han, Leia. Very, very cool. Target exclusive, I think, on that. So people that love Black Series. Loved it. Also, for those of you who love the Hot Toys, Moff Gideon Hot Toy was announced. You could pre-order it. I think it doesn't come out till 2022. It looked like very cool with the black saber. Very, very cool Hot Toy of Moff Gideon. Very, very nice. For those of you who love the Hot Toys. I'm with you, Josh. I sort of put them over here and things like that. So big shout out to everyone that joined me on the really quick pop-up Whatnot auction on Tuesday night at 10:30. A lot of things sold out. I know I've gotten a lot of requests. Would I do mystery boxes again on Whatnot coming up soon? So the next auction, I actually have the next 2 auctions. Next auction is going to be Monday, December 28th. Pop Couple, how are you? Monday, December 28th at 5 p.m. That's the next auction. You can go in now and look. They're actually, we did, so many people love the sodas. So we did the 3 sodas looking for a chase, and there's a $25 or $30 a mystery box coupon in one of the boxes as well. 10 boxes of the soda chases, 3 sodas. I don't know if they were $30 or 25, whatever they are now. They're listed now. All the grails and a lot of the pops are listed. Go check out the auction. You can get a preview of what's going to be on that Monday night. Grails, there's some insane grails. A 240-piece black and white Captain America, a 500-piece metallic grayscale Raphael Ninja Turtle, blue chrome Boba Fett, OG Tigger, Bane, metallic Joker, Chase. Very cool things. NYCC Mando is going to be up as well. So definitely some cool stuff on the 28th. And the next auction after that will be the end of, it's actually a Friday night, the end of January. Will be the next one. But I don't know if I'm going to put together anything mystery box. You guys seem to really like those. So I don't know if we'll see. I don't know. Depends how my week goes. Yeah. Also, big congratulations to Pop King Paul, 15,000 followers. He did a huge mystery box tonight. 15 boxes, 1525 shipped. I think guaranteed a 1430 plus. But you had an opportunity at Flock Lotso. Freddie Funko as Frankenberry and Freddie Funko as Count Chocula. Freddie Funko as Count Chocula is insane. I would love to have it. I was lucky enough. I did play on the box. So we'll have that definitely as a future unboxings coming up. Also, big shouts out to Grown Kids TV. They hit the glowing, or I think it was the glow or chase Elvis from the last Pop King Paul box. So that was a great hit. Congratulations to them. I'm also playing with some other big mystery boxes that are going to come out from Funko Kings. For those of you who've checked out Funko Kings, a new sort of company doing it. They have a website. They have different mystery boxes listed now at $4, $3, and $200 with over guaranteed value. And yeah, should be cool. They had a 20-box run of sets. I played 3 of them. But I actually won. He did a raffle for a couple sets, and I won the complete set of Thundercats, which was nice. Like, you know, $450, $500 complete set of Thundercats. So another big mystery boxes that'll be coming in the near future, month of January. Let's see what else is coming up. The week of Christmas. So the week of Christmas, this coming week, we're going to do a video and release a video every single day, which is something we did for Thanksgiving. We're going to do it again for Christmas. Saturday and Sunday are going to be double features. There are going to be 2 videos releasing, one at 6:30 and then one, I think, at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then at New Year's, we're going to do it all again. We're going to do another video every single week. So for the next 2 weeks, look for a video every day. Every day. So that's coming up. They're all filmed. They're done. They're out. They're ready. Tomorrow will actually be Book Bar Collectibles. So another mystery box that I did was a YouTuber. So check him out, Book Bar Collectibles. He did a very cool mystery box. So definitely cool guy. Cliff, how are you? All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for giveaways. And yeah, guys, remember, in under 20 minutes, not only are we going to be joined by you know, sort of like an OG in the Funko YouTuber community, Mason from Wasatch Pops is going to come join us. Awesome. If you guys are not checking him out, go check him out. I would think you are, but if you're not, check him out. And then Jonathan, owner, proprietor of Smeye World, is going to join us. So any kind of questions you have a great collector, you know, a great member of the Funko community. And then you have a very top-notch mystery box slash Funko slash designer toys slash customs company. So a little bit of both worlds. Get your questions ready. You know, very rare do you have an opportunity to have them on a forum like this where you can ask them questions. Jonathan, man, SmyeCons that he does, insane throughout the year. Maybe we'll find out when the next one of those is going to be. His customs that he does, from the chomps to the pops to the techs, awesome stuff. Yeah, also killing it on Whatnot. He did a 24-hour Whatnot charity auction the other week. Just killing it. Mason as well. Mason does hunt videos, and he does a little bit of everything, really. So he also has a great eye for photos. If you guys are not checking out, check out Wasatch Pops on Instagram, and then follow to his store. He has an Etsy store. So he does these, which I think is really cool, little photos of different things. He's done colors. He's done, of course, Here's the Simpsons, one of my favorites. He signs many limits. You know, there's only so many that he produces. He also did this. This was one of my favorite. I missed the little 4x6 photo of it, but I did get one of the stickers. This is like his ad icons, grouping. So very cool, something that he does. Check him out. And they're going to join me in under 20 minutes. So a lot of fun there. All right, let's get to some giveaways. Also, the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's, we step it up. We're going to go to 8 prizes and 4 winners. So look forward to that coming up. Let me get my handy dandy notebook so I can keep track of this kind of stuff. All right, so here we go. We have prizes tonight, a $40 donation to Toys for Tots. You could choose that. $40 PayPal credit. You could choose that. We have an Xmas special surprise. Who knows what that might be. We have an anything mystery box. We have head to head. Again, Johnny, I think your head to head is actually shipped, so we will be able to do that next Sunday night. And speaking of next Sunday night, Logan, possibly even Grant from Whatnot, will be here with me next Sunday night. Don't want to miss that. So we have the head-to-head, and then we have the prize wheel right here. If anyone wins and wants to play the prize wheel right now, we can do that. Everything from a pop to mystery boxes all the way totaling, I think, like $100 mystery boxes up there. And someone actually hit that, so shouts out. All right, are we ready to get to some giveaways? All right, let's do this. There's a little candy cane in the background. Again, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday week. Let's get to some comments. We got 64. All right, are we ready for prize winner number 1? Here we go. Winner number 1 is going to be Big Dog Dave. David Soffin, my good man, who just did Goldilocks and the Three Bears on Friday night. If you did not check it out live, go back and watch the replay. It is on his channel. Congratulations, Big Dog Dave. How is the end of the year already? Thanks for another shot. Awesome. All right, let's pick winner number 2. Dave, you know how to get a hold of me. And winner number 2 is going to be William Stargell. So win or not, always love your lives. Hope you and yours have a great Christmas and happy holidays. William, again, you know how to get a hold of me. Guys, let me know what prizes you would like, and away we can go from there. And we'll go there. And just to show you guys videos that are coming out, you should be able to see this, right? So you can see we have Book Bar Collectibles, a $150 mystery box Monday. $2.99 Chrono Toys, Black Friday coming out on Tuesday. Subscription box showcase on Wednesday with Pro Wrestling Crate and the new Zanini box. The new Zanini pin, or is it? Yeah, the new Zanini pin are actually going to feature magnets for the first time. So doing the pins and doing magnets, which are kind of cool. We have J Navo Toys, a $100 box on Thursday. Christmas Day, a $50 J Navo Toys unboxing. Saturday, we're going to go, first one, we're going to hit you with a $200 Nerdy Newt, followed by an $80 Pop King Paul Halloween box. And then you get to see a $60 Spastic Collectibles Election Day mystery box and another back-to-back 2 boxes, 2 different boxes. So there you guys go. You can see what we have ahead. And we'll do that. So, again, very cool videos ahead. Not to mention Tuesday night, 7:30 on the Taco Man's channel. We're going to do our head-to-head battle. We have boxes. It's actually a Spastic Collectibles $250 mystery box, like we did for Thanksgiving. We're doing it again for Christmas. There is a possibility that Curtis is even going to join us for this battle. So looking forward to that. Be kind of cool. As long as his schedule and schedules work out, he should come join us. So should be a fun night there. So before we have some guests on, I'll turn it over to you guys. What do you guys, what is up? What do you guys want to talk about? No, things coming out, you know, you let me know. What do we have? What do we have? William wants the wheel. Okay, William, you want the wheel? We can do the wheel. All right, here we go, William. So let's go over the prizes. We have a Teespring item, a popping candy, a Hades Diamond Chase Funko Pop, an Xmas special gift. Ooh, that could be interesting. A Chalice style mystery box, a $25 mystery box, an anything mystery box, a LUAU pin. There's the big one, a $100 anything mystery box, a $50 anything mystery box. So are we ready, William? All right, here we go. What is the meaning of life? It's a good question, Josh. And it is going to be, it is a Hades Diamond Edition Funko Pop. So, William, congratulations on the Hades win. I have your address, I'm pretty sure. Always good idea to send it to me again, and I can send that out to you. Congratulations. Dustin Gregory, first time here. Welcome. Welcome. You picked a good night. You picked a good night. Not often that you know, we get mystery box companies that we bring on, or someone like Mason who has who's been doing this for quite a while. You know, doing the videos and everything that he does. Awesome. What else do we have? What else do you guys want? 42 is the new answer. Speaking of which, fantasy football, anyone that has fantasy football teams, you're probably in the semifinals or battling out soon to be for championships. So good luck to you on the last week to 2 weeks of the NFL season. Hopefully today was good for you. I wouldn't say if you had Russell Wilson, it was a good day. Russell Wilson, I think, had the worst day fantasy-wise of his year. So, that happens. That happens. What do we have? I think we have the Cleveland Browns and New York Giants playing tonight. And I think it's Cleveland up. So, hey, Cleveland to the playoffs. Looking good. Looking good. Should be awesome. Just started collecting. Found you. Yes, whatnot. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to have you, Dustin. Check out the next whatnot auction Monday the 28th. And should be fun. Should be a lot of cool stuff up there. Some of the stuff up there, buy it now, guys. So for those of you who like the soda mystery box game that we did, we will have that. That is back. 10 boxes of those. You're searching for a Donatello Chase, and one box has I think it's a sticker that says you win a $25 or a $30 mystery box in it. So that's cool, and you get 3 sodas. 3 open sodas. They are all different. So can't beat that. Especially sodas are like 14 bucks. And some cool sodas out. Some cool sodas. Anyone that's done pre-orders for some of the sodas, Superman, Muttley, is it Dick Dastardly? I'm not sure. The Dastardly, that one, and all that stuff coming out. So keep an eye on that. Mama J, how are you? Also, big congrats to Mama J, putting on another great Christmas Secret Santa thing that she did. I thought that was awesome, and is going to start up soon. The next collector swap coming out early next year. So big shouts out to her for pulling those things off. Star Wars, yes. And you could just imagine, I don't know, for those of you who were able to see sort of like the investor that Disney did, there's a lot of Star Wars coming down the pike. From movies to TV shows. You're going to get a Mandalorian Season 3. You're going to get the Book of Boba Fett. You're going to get an Ahsoka series. Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen and Darth Vader are going to reprise their roles for a 4-part series. He did say that. It's 4 parts. It's not going to be any longer than that, and that's it. He will not do more. So it's a 4-part, almost like mini-series of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that should be cool. I don't know if it's 2021, 2022 release on that one, but looks awesome. Looks awesome. Tons of Marvel stuff as well. I think we're very soon for the WandaVision coming out soon to Disney Plus. And definitely get your HBO Max, because Wonder Woman Christmas Day will release on HBO Max, and they're going to start bringing movies out. So it depends on your area. Here in Pennsylvania, movie theaters are definitely not opened at least till January, maybe longer. Maybe longer. All right. What else do we have, guys? And soon we will be joined. Wasatch Pops Mason going to join me, and Smeye World. Awesome opportunity for you guys. Jonathan, Smeye World does some awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And Mason, like I said, go check him out. Check out his Etsy store as well. His photography is awesome stuff. I have a few of them around. I missed the Ad Icon one. That was, I think, like one of the first ones that he did, but was able to catch the sticker. Bad Batch series. There's a lot of Funko stuff coming. I'm looking forward to the Goonies. Can't wait to see those. I think those are going to be really, really cool. Funko Pop's coming. Mighty Ducks. You know, I'm hearing the Mighty Ducks again. I think that would be a cool one. Inspector Gadget was really cool to come out. Definitely doing some really cool stuff. Cool stuff. How about Tiny Ghost? Bim Toy did some like customs that Reese O'Brien did the custom and then signed them. Those were available this past week. My little one was not happy that I missed those. So I'll probably pay a price for those. All right. So here we go. We have the guests. Are we ready? So get your questions. Any kind of questions you guys want to ask, I will try to pop them up on the screen. Rock and Row, how are you doing? Rock and Row, definitely, man. I like your unboxings, man. You're really doing great with the sodas. I loved your video with the top sodas of the year. Awesome. Also, shouts out to Professor Josh, Rock and Row, the Pop and Duo. I love that they simulcast when they do the Whatnot auctions. and they do YouTube live showing out and talking. I think that's a great idea. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So let's see. The first guest we will bring on, sort of an OG when it comes to the YouTube Funko community. And, we're talking from the, Bearded Pop Hunter who joined us a few weeks ago. Cletus, a lot of those great channels that we've all of us have watched. I bring you Mason from Wasatch Pops, and right after that, we're gonna bring on Jonathan from Smeye World. So here we go, Mason, first one up. What's going on?
How's it going?
Good. Repping the Utah Jazz. I like it.
That's right, man. Season's about to start. I'm pretty excited. Are you a basketball fan?
I've not as big as I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, Jordan being my age, I grew up with Michael. So Michael, Kobe, Shaq. I never got into LeBron.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, he's definitely a solid guy. I think LeBron will probably go down as one of the greats, but it's just so hard to compare him to like Michael Jordan and
oh my goodness.
So
and then Jordan, and then being in Utah, I mean, technically if it wasn't for Michael, maybe 1 or 2 championships would be sitting there in the rafters there in Utah.
Yeah. I mean, I was only I think I was maybe 2 years old when it happened. So I don't really remember it, but after watching, did you watch The Last Dance at all? That
oh yeah, I loved it.
I was like, oh man, that would have stung for like my dad and like my uncles, everyone that's big fans. I was like, ooh, that would have been interesting to go through.
It was hard. I mean, the flu game, and then the last shot. And those were some great Jazz teams.
Oh,
they were awesome.
Oh man, I'm just upset that they didn't get it done. But you know what? It is what it is. It's
Michael. He took a lot of championships away from a lot of people.
If it had to be anybody, I guess it was him. So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's bring on our other guests. For those of you who love the mystery box games, who love designer toys, he does Smeye Cons, which is like none other than places do. I mean, it's an insane thing he does. I love them. You guys love the big boxes. Another thing he does, brought to the mystery box game, which no one does, is the little duckies. So when you get a package wrapped and you get a rubber ducky, it's a big hit. I bring you guys Jonathan from Smeye World.
Hey guys,
what's going on?
What's up?
Can you hear me all right?
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Awesome for you guys to come join. So it's kind of like the OG of the Funko community YouTubers. When you think about, you were like right there with like Cletus and Bearded Pop Hunter, and at one time Jetta, he's sort of veered and done his own thing now.
Sure.
But he was big in the pop game. So and you're still knocking it out the park.
Mm-hmm.
Love your videos, the hunt videos, the what's coming out. And I told everyone, I love this that you do. I'm always a big fan of these. I have like 4 or 5 of them around.
Really?
I do. I love them. I missed the ad icon one, but I was lucky enough to get the sticker. But that was, I think, still one of my favorites.
Yeah. For some reason, that one was like super popular. Like usually it takes maybe a day or 2, but that one was within like an hour or 2. And I was like, I was really surprised. But that's awesome that you have some of those. That's sweet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I tell them, you guys gotta go check it out. It's a great eye for photography to do it. And then it's just, I mean, the Simpsons ones and the color ones that you did, I think it's awesome.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Definitely. And Jonathan, I mean, Smeye Cons, change it, man. I love Smeye Cons. I think we had 3 of them last year.
Yep, 3 of them. I don't know if I could do 3. If we could do 3 again, we'll see. So they're a surprising amount of work, for being a smaller company.
The custom things that you do, I think that Fred Flintstone chomp was the first chomp I ever had.
Oh yeah, you managed to snag one of those. Yeah,
I snagged one of those, and it was the first chomp I had. So it was like, when I finally got it in hand, you know whether you're gonna like something or you don't like something. And I knew when I had it, I love Fred Flintstone, but I knew a chomp wasn't my thing.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. There's definitely, there's a lot of toys out there too that you still really kind of like love them, but they don't quite maybe fit just your total vibe to make it to the shelf. There's a lot of ones where I'm like, man, that's so cool, but not really my cup of tea to totally own. And, it's just the preference thing,
True.
I can definitely see that about, Chomp being one way or the other for a lot of people.
But I mean, some of the other customs you've done, I mean, that Joker one that you did, man, that was insane.
Yeah. So, my buddy Rombitz, he does, we work conceptually together on a lot of it, but he's the one doing the painting. We've been friends for a long time. So, way before Smeye World even. And we worked with some other people, and obviously for the Smeye cons, we bring on some more, various artists. Like we had Clav and RJ and who else? Deathly Cute Toys. So there was a few other people that participated as far as the Smeye cons. But yeah, the Smeye customs that you see, he's the one working with us on most of those. We just did a red skull of the spooky Space Kook, the Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
So here's one, Mason. I know the answer to this, but I'll let you explain it. The name of the channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So, Wasatch is a mountain range that's in Utah. It's part of like the Rocky Mountains, basically. And so I wanted to incorporate that into like my videos and stuff into the logo. And that's basically all it is. It's really nothing crazy. But if actually, okay, so fun fact. So with the Wasatch Mountains, have you guys ever seen like Paramount movies? How they come in with like the mountains and stuff. There's like the stars that come around a mountain. So that is actually a part of the Wasatch Mountains. That's Ben Lomond Peak. So that, I guess, is kind of a fun fact. Maybe if you're trying to piece things together real life, that's where that comes from. So
cool. Yeah, I'm originally from Colorado, so I'm no stranger to the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
John, you're in the Boston area now?
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes just north of Boston. But that, I grew up in Colorado.
Nice. So you're no stranger to the snow and everything, right?
Oh yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I grew up in Golden, and it's about 45 minutes to. I think Loveland is like the first ski area, but it sits even a couple thousand, or I want to say at least 1,000 feet higher than like Denver or something. It's around 6,000-7,000. So definitely no stranger to the snow.
Yeah, same.
Not here either. We just had like 16 inches like 2 days ago. So
are you serious? Holy
yeah, we just got a nor'easter here.
In what, 3? I would say the most snow we've had here on the East Coast in at least 2, maybe almost 3 years.
Yeah, where are you at, Andrew?
I'm in Pennsylvania, so I'm like near Philadelphia. I'm an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Hour or so, close to Hershey. I mean, I know people know the Hershey Park, all that stuff. So
yeah, you always got to find that one like landmark, just like you were saying with the Paramount thing. It's that way to make the connection so people can identify.
And here's Pop Epidemic, loving the videos, Mason.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I know we had one for you, Jonathan. Josh is saying, have you recovered from your 24-hour auction yet?
Oh yeah. Just starting to, probably just about. That definitely that was pretty crazy. We went the whole 24, and definitely the last 4 hours were brutal.
And doing for charity, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think we got like 7,500 or something total, but you have to give pretty much, I mean, I did do the 24 hours, but most of that was, due to Whatnot, and they put up some serious heat where all of that money of those certain pops went to charity. And there was like Freddy Ace Ventura, I mean, SpongeBob, TMNT, I don't know, like there was like 8 or 9 pops, but there was some serious bangers in there, and those, all the funds from that went to charity. So that was really cool. Then when he sent those over, I'm like, really? Like 100% of this is all going? He's like, yeah. All right, man, that's awesome. Like, let's put them up. So yeah, that was pretty rad. It was a fun experience. It was a nice challenge, and I will say, my one, thing that I didn't expect is, for some reason I thought, ending wouldn't quite be that hard. That somewhere along the middle, 16, 18 hours, there was gonna be some like kind of grueling, and then it'd be like, oh, the next day you get like almost that, slap happy second wind or something. I mean, if you've ever stayed up too long, you kind of sometimes go tired, and then veer into like a little bit of extra energy. Your body's like fine, but it really just came down to those last couple hours. Like I don't know how much I think any longer it would have started. I'd need like some medical staff on hand. You know what I mean? So it was cool though. Yeah, fun experience. It's always fun to do new things. You know, I'm always gravitate towards whatever it is. If it's just something that we haven't done before or something that's just a little different, it just always is nice to break out of the normal routine. I feel like of what you're doing and try something out. And I think, you know, sometimes that gives us our advantages, and sometimes that can come with some failures as well, which, you know, you gotta take the good with the bad, but it's always nice for the psyche, I think, to at least experiment with something different, you know?
No, definitely. Here, Dustin saying, any tips for someone just getting into collecting pops? It's a good one.
I guess, you know, my tips would be, first of all, just really buy what you enjoy. Maybe don't go too crazy, and also maybe don't be too afraid to buy some things of value. I think sometimes people, they go in and like they think, oh, I don't want to spend $100. $100 is too expensive. And it's like, well, you just bought 13 $10 pops yesterday. I don't know if you remembered that, you know? So instead of maybe, you know, buy those ones that you do really like, even if it's, you know, I'm not saying to just go out and only buy expensive things, but if there's a $50 or $60 pop that you like, you know, I would say sacrifice more over what you know, quality over quantity in both your just preferences of what you enjoy. And, you know, there is some theory to, you know, you don't have to be a flipper to collect with some value, you know? So I think it's still something to keep in mind.
Yeah. How about you, Mason?
I mean, dang, you just like hit it out of the park there. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I don't know. I mean, for me at least, I mean, when I first started like doing pops and stuff specifically, it's like there's just so many things out there, and I felt like I wanted to just get all the new stuff basically. But then over time, I'm like, okay, maybe I should just like focus on the stuff that I actually want to get, rather than just getting stuff. Like for me, it was like just getting like stuff for videos and stuff, showing off what was new. But now it's more of like stuff that I really do like and really enjoy. So that's kind of, you just got to prioritize all your stuff basically and say, you know, like I'm only going to stick to this, this, and this. And, you know, sometimes along the road, there's other stuff that you might want to get that's just something new, and that's cool too. But I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different. You can get every pop if you want. You can get the stuff that you like. I mean, collect like bigger pieces too. Like it just, honestly, like everyone's different. So
I think too, you'll just, you know, sometimes going out and getting a little crazy at first isn't the worst thing, and it will just naturally carve itself.
Yeah.
You'll naturally start gravitating and you know, changing up your, and different people like different things. One thing that I guess for me is I've found a lot more value in just like commons that I enjoy, you know, and stuff like that too, where I don't have as much, like, I don't shy away from maybe a pricier piece that I just really, really want, but I don't mind it just sitting right next to a $10 pop that I also really, really like. And I don't, it's weird. I obviously see them somewhat as separate, but at the same time, they both bring like a lot of enjoyment that's slightly different. It's nice to be able to just get something that's like $15 that you just really think is awesome, and not really worry about this whole, am I going to crease it, or do I need to protect it, or where is it going to, you know, there's different joys in both of them, you know? And so I think for me, I found a lot more in just like, oh man, that ride is so cool. Look at it, you know?
And you guys will go back in your collections and, you know, you'll reevaluate on probably a regular basis. You may say, I got to have every diamond pop. And then you go back and you look at it and like, no, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good to keep it fluid. You know, for me, it's always been something that's fluid. I think sometimes people feel that if you started collecting something and you went so far down a path that even if you don't do it anymore, that it's got to kind of stay there, or it's like, no, man, sell it, buy it, trade it. You know, the fun of it is a collection starts to collect dust to me if it's not kind of living and breathing and changing a little bit and rotating or having new interests or, you know, doing this and that. So I always encourage people to some degree to, you know, keep it fluid, that there's nothing wrong with doing a little buy sell trade, you know, on a decently regular basis, just to almost pump some just fresh life into it, not necessarily, you know, totally do a 180 on what
Whatnot really changed the game, everything with when they brought in their auction platform. I mean, it's taken off.
Yeah, it seems, well, I think it's interesting, and I do think it's fun for us because we get to, you know, a lot of the stuff that I do, of course we get to comment and chat and message, but nothing's really done in real time when you own an online store. You know, you work up to this huge like event like say SmyeCon, you know, it's so much work on the front end and so much work on the back end. It happens in these moments, but there's no real conversation, there's no booth, there's no interaction. So I like that a lot about, you know, using that platform. But I also think it's a little bit of the forefront of how you're going to see commerce and, you know, social media and different things like that start to intertwine a little bit more. I do think that we're going to see, I don't want to say like a full-blown revolution, but we're going to see some changes in the way that, like, I don't know if you guys saw, but, you know, Walmart just announced that they're going to start doing, you know, products on TikTok, you know, via kind of like live. And that's like, you know, I know that's some hyper weird new thing or whatever, but the reason I'm saying that is a major company like Walmart is obviously seeing value in using some platform like a TikTok to introduce products and do things like that. And so I think you have the auction element, but there's also a real-time thing that I think people enjoy, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like collecting evolves, like kind of going back to that Whatnot thing. I mean, it's almost in a sense like an eBay auction, but it's live. I mean, you get to see the people that are bidding on it basically, and it makes it more fun. So I definitely agree, though. It's like that may seem weird, like that whole TikTok thing or whatever, but if people are smart and get ahead of the curve, you know, they'll introduce Funko Pops into the things that are actually trending. So I definitely do agree with you on that.
Yeah, so I think
any Whatnots for you in the near future?
Oh, for me? I was gonna do it, but I just think that they're like heavily booked. I don't know. Like they reached out to me and I was like, I don't know. They were saying, okay, we'll get back to you with the time, and then I didn't hear anything. But I'm like, you know what? That's cool. If other people want to do their stuff, that's fine. I'm not too, you know, upset about that or anything. I'm like, if other people have to sell stuff, that's cool. So
yeah, well, I think that's too. There's some challenges that it, you know, poses in terms of how that can be navigated. I think if you maybe have, you know, it is a little bit of new waters too, of how many users can it handle, how many people are actually going to adopt it, because you know flat out there's going to be some people that, you know, you always have people that gravitate heavily towards it, or just they're never going to see that as a platform that they enjoy to shop with. But you know, how do you balance out how many streams, what products, this, that, you know, all that stuff seems like it's a little bit of a new territory.
Definitely.
Yeah. Here we got Mason. How many pops are in your personal collection, and will you ever get a collection video?
Well, it's a lot less. Well, actually, I don't know, because I keep on selling stuff and then getting new things, so it always evens out. But I think it's somewhere in the ballpark of like 400, I would say. So not a ton. I would say a lot more like legit collectors probably have like more stuff, but you would think I'd have more, but I only have like 400. So I like to kind of just keep it to, you know, the stuff that I'm really, really wanting, like we were talking about earlier. But as far as collection videos go, I haven't done one in like my new setup that I've got going on here. So maybe sometime soon we'll do that. But
I'm with you. I keep right at 400 to 500 mark is about where I stay. And then, you know, collection, I always tell people collection sort of lives, you know, you have it for a while, and then sometimes you move and you trade it, you sell it to obtain something else, whether it be, you know, designer toys, which I think you're into those, Jonathan. I mean, they're really taking off, a lot of them. I mean, the CanBots and Chomps and Tiny Ghosts, it's a lot of them just really flying.
Yeah, well, they are and they aren't, in the sense that they are, you know, I do think the expansion of the exposure, especially to Funko collectors, and there is a less of a you know, I feel that at some point, you know, designer toys, art toys, and Funko, there was kind of a line in the sand that, you know, we're over here and you're over there, or vice versa, and they didn't cross over as much, and you're seeing crossover. And I think maybe if more people get exposed and enjoy them, they're, because the reason I say they aren't is they're still very, very, very small quantities compared to, it's easy for something that's only got 200, 300, 400 units and it's successively selling out to look like it's just through the moon. But at the same time, you know, you're not seeing 500, 600, 700, 800. You're not seeing these counts like continue to just, you know, some sort of like pandemonium. So it's still relatively niche. It's definitely something that, as far, like, I don't identify, let's say, for like Hot Toys or like statues or whatever, like I don't identify with that at all. Like, I think they're awesome. I see them and I'm like, wow, that is so cool. That's amazing that someone did that. The level of detail is mind blowing, but there's just nothing in it for me personally as a collector that I'm like, I want that on my shelf. I'm like, no way, not for me. And I can totally see that about designer toys. You know, a lot of times they're not working with licenses. You're going to maybe get like a parody type license colorway, but you're not going to get anything directly licensed for the most part. You know, they're more artsy, or they're more this, or they're more that. It's a different thing. But a lot of, you know, what's happening in designer toys as far as the people that are involved, the pieces that are coming out, that's, yeah, it's something I really enjoy. And this kind of like direct relationship that these companies can have because they're smaller, or also, you know, that little engine that could, it's more of like the underdog where, you know, you see these people that are getting these brands off that, you know, were just regular people, just like, you know, like Mike Becker or something was one day when Funko was first, you know, getting its wings or whatever. He's like operating out of his garage, or, you know, they very much were a little mom and pop company for a long time. So I like that aspect of it too. But yeah, it's interesting to see. If you asked me in July, I think I would have really thought, yeah, like 2021 is going to be amazing how many people you see adopt designer toys. But now I'm not totally cold on that, but I do wonder, like, you know, how big or small it's going to end up really being, especially with the Funko community, I guess. True. But I really enjoy it. We've been bringing a lot of new stuff, and yeah, there's a lot of reasons that I enjoy collecting it, and enjoy the uncharted kind of territory of what's to come with it, as far as how it mixes into our whole scene, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like you, Curtis, over at Spastic are the two that really have adopted, I think, more than a lot of the other, you know, Funko type, mystery box type companies. A lot of them.
Yeah, well, I honestly, we do it really out of like passion. At some point, you gotta like what you do, but I think it's still like a little bit jury's still out on its, you know, actual viability. But I also think if you're doing anything just to, you know, let's say like Pokemon cards or something, I love Pokemon's like art direction. I've always been a fan of, you know, the graphics and everything. Like I'm not a super, but I don't do Pokemon cards. I just don't, you know? And so if I were to just go, hey guys, Smeye World's got Pokemon cards, because I see that it's, you know, I couldn't do that, you know, it wouldn't feel right. But I also think, you know, oftentimes those moves fail because you're doing, you got to kind of, you know, you got to ride the horse you like, whether it's gonna I mean, if it's a total, you know, unviable dud, you got to say, well, what I like, other people don't like, and I got to find something that other people like too. But I think going in a direction that's just going with what's trending is also like dangerous, you know what I mean? And it just doesn't feel right. I'd feel wrong if I just said, hey guys, we're doing Pokemon card breaks tonight at Smeye World, you know? It's just not, it's not me, you know?
I like watching it. I don't understand it. I think, I mean, I get a kick out of watching how they do the card tricks, and it seems like it's a lot of waste for, you know, I'm like, you do the breaks. I mean, what do you do with the other cards? Well, they're practically worthless. Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, I guess, you know, one thing I've learned more and more about my journey with, I definitely have a collector's heart, and I've collected other things other than toys, but I feel at the end of the day, like I like toys, like I really do. I like toys genuinely, and I could see how someone would like cards genuinely. I see the allure, like the hollows or the this and the that, and they look really cool. I look at them from afar, just maybe like a statue or something like that. But there's and you can be obsessed with, I think, just the idea of collecting. It doesn't necessarily have, there's those collectors, they could do Lego, they could do Funko, they could do Pokemon, as long as they understand like the framework of it and, get involved with it and the actual, whole way that it works. But I'm not quite like that. And I really do, at the end of the day, what I really enjoy for me personally is toys. That's what I like, so, and it's easy to, we all still get sucked into our own little, even within toys, within pops, you get sucked onto a little hype train for a minute, or sometimes you got to veer off your own little path to realize, hey, I know I'm 20 pops deep in this collection, but I realize this isn't quite what I enjoy right now,
So Mason, what's I'm sure you're not really into the Pokemon game.
No. If you're talking Pokemon game as in Pokemon Go, like a couple years ago, I was into that for a little bit. That was pretty fun. I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. Like, Pokemon's fine. I don't have anything against it. I mean, it's definitely, you could see a lot of different things like with this. I mean, it had a lot of connections to do with like the pandemic and stuff, as far as like collecting in general, whether it be like Pokemon cards, sports cards, Funko Pops, like that kind of stuff. Everybody kind of, they didn't have time. Like, they liked this kind of stuff, but then they had like all the time in the world, like at home and everything. And so they're like, okay, maybe I'll pick this hobby back up that I had a while ago. And so I don't know, like Pokemon cards are great, but I don't know like how long this hype will last. I mean, Pokemon's been around forever and it will always be around, but it'll be interesting to see kind of where it like levels off and goes back to where it was, if that makes sense.
Totally. I definitely think that there was a little bit of a surge. And I think, one thing that collecting communities have that once you get, involved with them and enjoy them, and I don't think it's exclusive just to like Funko Pops or anything like that. I mean, that is a very hardcore bonded community that has a lot of fun, but there's like a socioeconomic, it's this thing of where you get, I think why it was, a fun pastime in the pandemic is because it's not only that hobby that you had, but it comes with this whole connection to, we're still talking, we're still communicating, we're hanging out, we're making transactions,
still normal life kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like we're going shopping, we're doing the collecting, we're talking with each other, we're having a good time, and there's some really strong bonds that get formed over that almost, I think it's a big reason why we kind of have things that we're into too, because when we bond over something like that we're both, let's say, so intensely in, I mean, it can form bonds that are on a different level than even your closest friends, right? I mean, if you tell your closest friends, like, you try to even explain to people outside of this, it does feel like you're explaining some weird, like, when I say, yeah, this is worth like $2,000 to one of my dad's friends or something. I mean, he's looking at me like, yeah, bro, sure. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so is this. Like, because he just doesn't understand, like, how it all comes together. And I think when two people do understand how it all comes together, there's a lot of friendship there, which is, obviously awesome.
Absolutely. So how about Funko coming out this year? Anything you can't wait for it to come out, release? I mean, we've heard, new Goonies Pops I know that's like, nostalgia. I think that's one thing with Funko Pops people love. It's the nostalgia of looking back at the 80s and movies and their childhood. But anything you guys see coming out 2021 excites you?
I don't know. I think I'm trying to think. There's always new stuff that's always leaked. There's always tons of lists out there. So I'm not like pulling anything.
Seinfeld is like the big TV one now that they're doing those. Honestly, for me, I guess I really liked the sodas last year. I thought that was just a great product line. I love the packaging, and I mean, objectively, I just think it's a very cool product that really screams like traditional Funko. That it's something that probably Mike Becker had wanted to do since, you know, he was making wacky wobblers or something. And I don't know who at the company, you know, maybe it was Brian as well, or what designers pushed for them doing something like that. But if you look at a lot of old Hanna-Barbera toys, it's very reminiscent. I mean, it's very true to form. So I thought that was enjoyable. And I think overall, I hope that we see just some more interesting variants, some more unique limited releases, and maybe some new products that are not necessarily say not pop, but maybe something like, I like those deluxe releases that they did, like the Hush, you know, that size where it's like not quite like a movie moment, which is a little bit too much, or not quite like a single pop. But just some offerings where we say, oh wow, that's really unique way to do that, instead of, I think the trap that they can fall into sometimes is doing they just get the license and then do the very formulaic thing. You know, we'll have this one variant, the chase variant's not going to be anything to really think was that interesting, but I think if they, you know, realize some of that and the excitement that they can do with different things like glows and metallics and flocks, and, you know, or looking really deeply into the license and picking that one moment that everyone remembers from the, you know, movie or whatever, stuff like that, that's just a little bit more surprising and exciting, you know?
Yeah, zombies. Yeah, Nick, zombies was I think a big success for them. I think they loved doing that.
Yeah, that was cool. And that something like that, you know, sometimes those don't work, but at least I think try and do some of the things that I don't think anyone, let's just say at the beginning of the year, would have said, oh, I hope they do Marvel Zombies, you know, before that, you know what I'm saying? So it does, you know, just those type of releases say, whoa, dude, did you see that thing Funko's doing? And sometimes it's, you know, we're like, oof, Funko, put that away, you know, but other times it's a success, you know.
They must have just got the Seinfeld, you know, license for those coming out.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know how. I'm sure they've been after that for a while. And I don't know. A lot of times you'll see, like, I don't know if you guys remember with like all the Adam Sandler stuff, there was other stuff. So those licenses, it's not sometimes just Funko, but that's like, I think sometimes they'll open and close licenses to certain people or to like offering it all and kind of pump and breathe a license. I don't know how it all works, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if it's Funko specifically, or maybe we'll see some more Seinfeld stuff this year, or you'd have to match up like, when is it the 30th anniversary of Seinfeld? I don't know, or whatever that is, but I guarantee you they've been after that one for just as long as anything else, because that's got to be massive. I mean, that's got to be a massive. And look at The Office. I mean, geez.
Because The Office gets so popular, and all the Dwights that they do, and now you can make Elaine with the sombrero and Jerry with the puffy shirt, and I mean the soup Nazi. Although I'm sure they are not going to be able to call him Fox, but still.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is what people, you know, a lot of that stuff, you know, Funko might say, hey, we want to do the soup Nazi like this or something, and a lot of that, you know, what they do and can do and the freedom that they get, some licenses I think give them, you know, more freedom than others, and some say, you know, you're going to do this character, and this character, and this pose, and that's it. You know, the license holder gets to, you know, notate a lot about what the final result looks like and what Funko's allowed to put out. They don't, just because they have a license, they don't get carte blanche to say,
oh no,
you know, we're going to do this, and this. It's all got to be approved by a lot of those, you know, bigger.
I work for a company that has icons, and there are lawyers based and teams based on specifically on that, and yeah, it's unbelievable when you get into. I got to listen to a couple of how they are with even allowing you to put a logo on a shirt for us to do like an event or something like that has to go through lawyers and teams to approve, and I couldn't imagine for them to, a Funko Pop or something like that to be made, how much control they'd allow.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And so a lot of people, I think, you know, release dates or what ones they should do or all these things. They tend to try to take it out on Funko for not getting the result that they exactly want. But or like, hey, why did you do this dumb movie and not that great movie? They're like, well, trust me, we wanted to do that great movie, but if we didn't do these 10 movies we contractually are contractually obligated to do, we couldn't even do this. I mean, I'm sure Disney, Marvel, whatever, they're doing every new movie under the sun because that's in I imagine in the agreements. If you want to do our big throwback stuff, you're going to make sets of those new movies. Not that we don't like that, but I'm sure that they can't say, hey, we don't feel like this movie is going to be good enough to make a pop of.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's interesting. License stuff's really interesting.
Definitely, it definitely is. So Mason, how about you? What other? I see you have a very popular pop that just came out behind you, Roodles.
Oh. Yeah, I do. I got that. So I actually didn't get this in the initial drop that happened. I actually bought this secondhand. So yeah, that was an interesting one. So that kind of going back to what I'd like to see, kind of what Funko would do in this upcoming year. Definitely more limited stuff, surprises like this. I think it adds another level of fun and stuff, and it's cool to have something that not everyone has.
Mm-hmm.
That might sound like a little selfish, I don't know, but I think it just adds another level of fun to collecting.
Well, that's how that's how collecting should be to some degree. I mean, it's not really collecting until that there's something about unique that you can't just go down the street and buy that exact. And I love that too, the after announcement surprise drops, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's things to keep it fresh and things to keep it fun and things to when Funko kind of had their real golden era of the fire of that Funko shop. It was Wednesdays, here it was 10:30, I think West Coast it was 7:30 or whatever. Yep. I mean, it was just every Wednesday you'd almost get up just amped, you know what I mean? Just what is going to happen? And then there'd be pandemonium and one person wouldn't get it, two people would score, people are flipping it, people are collecting it, people are cheering, but just that whole momentous stuff, it's what for us collectors, maybe not for, I think Funko, obviously they want to sell 500,000 Bob Rosses and we want them to make 500 of everything. And so it's about finding that balance. But I think you're also more inclined to enjoy just simple common purchases when it keeps the thrill permeating throughout just the whole spectrum. You know what I mean? I don't think it just makes the limited releases enjoyable. It makes then your next trip to Box Lunch, Hot Topic, you're like, oh man, I just got that Funko Shop drop. I'm gonna get something right now. It just amps you up a little bit. And that not doing it after, because I remember there's comments on that very pop where you kind of get to see their true identity because you're like, oh, great. That what a lame pop,
Oh yeah, and then
3,000. Oh my god.
Oh my god, what, I missed it.
I like that whole series, the Oodles, and they're really cool.
I think they did well, definitely with it. Here's one for you, Mason. New video set. Will you ever do any live YouTube broadcasts?
Oh yeah, for sure. The new place that I moved into, I have a lot better internet, and that was part of the reason why I didn't do a ton of lives. So it'll definitely, for sure, this is more live friendly, I guess, my setup. So kind of fun fact, where I was filming my videos before when I was in my apartment was we had this extra spare room that actually, believe it or not, was a laundry room as well, and it was super small. And you wouldn't have been able to know, because I had my camera set up in the corner and stuff. But this is a big room in my basement, so it ends up just it's a lot more live friendly. So I'll be more inclined to do more of that stuff for sure in this place.
Here's one for you, Jonathan, because this is I don't know if you ever watch. Cheap and Nerdy does this thing on Mondays called The Salty Truth, which they take the gloves off, they do no holds barred and talk about all sorts of different things. One thing they brought up was the mystery box game. Did what not kill the mystery box game? I want to see your opinion of that one. Being it hasn't done it to you. You still release pretty regularly, and but what's your take on that? Or is it COVID?
Well, I can only speak from our situation.
Yep.
So we had SmyeCon in October, and like I said, I mean that was something I put a lot of thought and work and effort into, like, let's say for like the Freddy mystery or something. I didn't just acquire that. Like, that was months of me pre-thinking and stashing and doing things that might have not even been, counterproductive to sensible business choices. You know what I mean? I was, in terms of, it was messing with our cash flow a little bit. It was, doing these things, and it was a lot of work. And then you have this, one couple hour thing, and then there's tons of shipping, and it really did it. It took a lot out of me. It was something that was very time intensive and awesome. And I'm glad I had a blast, and I wouldn't change it. But you're working just weeks on end, hours into the night, getting everything sorted. And so I feel like our first Whatnot came not too long after that. And for me, it was just kind of a nice little change of pace, where I just feel like I could, like, oh, I'm sitting chill with some people, talk. It's this new format. We've been doing mystery boxes almost like bi-weekly for almost a year. And I'm not sure exactly, I guess, to juxtapose it. Our mysteries seem like they sell well still, but we haven't done as many. But that's not necessarily because of Whatnot so much as I feel like it was just a little bit, we went right into Black Friday, and then, it was like SmyeCon, Black Friday, Halloween, whatever. And there was a point where we've just done them a little less recently, because I just feel like I was like, you know what, we've been through a lot, and I need a break, and we need a break, and I don't want to not do anything, but I want to just kind of, just a few weeks of chilling before we go into this new year. But I'm not sure what the overall impact is, but I think there'll always be a space for mystery boxes. But I think in some ways too, maybe what happened was that mystery boxes also got very saturated, I guess, and that there's those few places to maybe get the quality boxes from. But when something gets big, then there's going to be other people trying it and stuff like that. So I'm not totally sure on the scope of things.
And next year, any plans for a SmyeCon spring, you think? Maybe.
The only thing I would love to, and I think we'll do something, but I guess the reason I'm a little bit hesitant for a spring is because I don't want it to maybe fully cash me out for summer. I feel like summer's, they're getting bigger. They've got, 1, 2, and 3 got bigger and bigger and bigger. There's this pressure on your own self, not saying, necessarily from other people, to, want to outdo yourself, want to challenge yourself, want to bring cooler, new left field. Part of this SmyeCon experience is you're not supposed to, see it coming. It's supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be something that feels different to you as a collector, that, hey, this isn't the normal Friday night that I'm used to. This is something different. And so I've gone back and forth going, well, if we do one of these in March, April, something like that, how plausible is it? Can we do, June, July, or, September, October? Where does it realistically fall? So I'm still kind of, but I do feel like come kind of January 1st, we're gonna, really put the gloves back on and, say, hey, collecting is, to me, it's got to stay fresh, right? There just has to be something about it that's just not run of the mill. That's part of it. Part of it is, like you said, that I like having things other people don't have. Yeah, not because they don't have them, but because it's like, hey, everyone does when it comes to, people. That's why they buy paintings and they don't buy prints, right? Why do they pay $1,000 for the one of one, but they don't want the one of 100 print for 15 or whatever? But I think another part of it is
activity, or it's like, what did I see for the first? Pop King Paul had a glow blueberry, which is like, you never see a glow blueberry come out on the market, and it's just, man, you'd love to have it. I mean, the price, I'm sure it's
a
little fierce, but
Yeah, well, I think that's another thing too is having things to kind of yearn for also keeps it exciting. I think there's something having those with out of reach. You know, sometimes finishing a whole set, I don't know if you've ever finished something that you've worked really hard to get to. Sometimes it's a little bittersweet that you realize that, you know, it's that whole philosophical, you know, it's the journey, not the destination kind of thing. I mean, some part of it is the, you know, man, that'd be so cool to have that. Look at that thing. That's so awesome. I wish that was in my collection. Well, that feeling is enjoyable on its own, but I do think for me personally, I want to try to stay creative and do, you know, things that I feel are left field at least a little bit, you know.
Here you have someone loving the rubber duckies, and if you need, and are you hiring?
Well, not quite at the moment, but that's definitely something that we're also, you know, dealing with and looking at, and you know, I'm potentially. I mean, it's a hard thing to do to, you know, being such a small business. You want to take those jumps and leaps, but then you worry about the weight that you could add onto it with getting a bigger space, more employees, and well, we're right kind of where we need to be thinking about those things a lot more seriously.
There you go, Mason. So not being on Whatnot, do you list things for sale anywhere else like Mercari?
Yeah, occasionally I'll put stuff on Mercari. Usually I'll just stick to my Instagram, and that way, I mean, I know it's going to like collectors and stuff. Sometimes like on eBay and stuff like that, you can get like random people that like are just sour about like the things that you sell them, and sometimes it's not a very good experience and they want like their money back or something. But like I feel like for the most part, like I'll just stick to Instagram when I sell stuff, because I know that, you know, people that are wanting stuff are going to be like super happy with the things that they get, and it's just a little more personable for me. So I just stick with Instagram if I sell stuff. So
how about like, what is your grail? What is your like Funko Pop grail?
Dude, oh man, I got too many of those. But I would say for me, 100% would be the original like Simpsons Pops.
Oh,
like without a doubt. And I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I mean, obviously, like I could just go out and buy them or whatever. But we'll have to see how we end up doing that. I just got to get it at the right price, right time. One of these days, I just got to buy. Like you were saying earlier, like I just need to save up. You know, instead of buying a ton of other stuff, I just need to focus on one thing. So maybe we'll do that.
or you know, sometimes just take your time, get one every. You know, it's fun to let a set like that take you a year or whatever, because there's something to savor about it and something to enjoy, and you know, you don't have to run out maybe and get the whole thing of anything. You know, sometimes that FOMO makes people go, but. Yeah, that's an awesome set. I love the how wonked they are, and I really like a lot of the older Funko Pops for that reason. Just that they have a very heavily. Now I think some of the newer ones are amazing and the detail and stuff, but it's moving more towards bringing what the original Pop was, and like then the license to become stronger is more like it's more realistic. Let's say, even though obviously it's not totally. Yeah. But some of those older ones are just, you know, they're more far out, and I like the original Iron Man and Sully and the Simpsons, and you know, some of those very first kind of where they're really stylistic, you know.
How about what's how's COVID affecting you out there in Utah, Mason?
Well, I mean, not terribly. I mean, at first, like a lot of stuff was shut down, and I'm assuming that's how it was all over the country. But I think some of the restrictions here in Utah aren't as like crazy as it is like for maybe in California, for example, or whatever. So at first, definitely took a hit. I mean, I'm still like working from home and stuff right now. So, but it's not too bad for sure. I mean, it's a matter of like, are people like following the rules and stuff? Like there's probably restrictions here that maybe I'm not really aware of, but overall it's not terrible here in Utah. I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. How about Jonathan? I know here on the East Coast, it's a little bit more rampant, I think, increasing again, numbers going up.
Yeah, we're, you know, I guess not in an area where I feel personally totally, I guess, threatened by it in terms of as long as I feel that I follow all the, you know, mask and sanitizer and minimal this. I don't feel like I'm in a terribly, you know, scary situation, maybe like some other communities, but I also feel that it definitely is, its long-term effects of wearing on me have really started to kick in, of just feeling that cyclical. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have someone where I could, you know, go to work, because I'm not a person that does well just like, hey, you got all the time in the world. It's like, well, great, you know, what are you gonna, you know, oh, you can't go anywhere, you can watch Netflix or cook some food or, you know, pace around. But I do feel that the long-term effects of just not having those, you know, those big events or concerts or something that kind of really get you inspired and charge your battery again. It's like when you go to New York Comic Con or something like that, like you kind of come back with this new look on things, you know, not just your life, but your, you know, maybe the shop or this, you're just excited, you're jazzed up about something. And to kind of have now been on what basically we're going on almost a year now of what I feel like is like, oh, I could go to Target right now, you know, but by 8 p.m. everything around will be closed, and I can't, you know, go out to eat without thinking that's weird, or, you know, movie and that aspect of it. And obviously people are in maybe much worse situations, but that aspect, I think long term it does get tough, you know?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, I miss movies. We haven't had our movie theater. They did like outdoor ones, but you know, they're I guess our governor closed us down till I think the first week of January, but the movie theaters weren't planning to open up even for Wonder Woman. They said no.
Yeah, when you don't realize even something like that small can, you know, it just really can give you a little refresher. It's like a palate cleanser for the next week, you know, it just kind of, and so I just feel with I either on one side I'm like a workaholic that, you know, overdoes that. But then when I say, okay, give yourself full weekend off, like you're not going to do anything on Saturday and Sunday, you worked really hard. But then I'm like, what, you know, I've played a bunch of video games and watched too much TV and probably ate too much junk food, and that's like about it, you know. So that aspect, I'm definitely looking forward to. Hopefully, we'll see some momentum, and hopefully with the vaccine and stuff, I don't know, but hopefully we'll get to have at least some sense of normalcy in 2020.
Mason saying the basketball is going to start. It looks like they're going to start in the stadiums. I don't know about fans in different areas, but at least they're going to play in their stadiums. So
yeah, I know a couple of NBA teams are letting in a certain amount of fans. I know here in Utah, I think they're doing, I want to say it's like 1,500 or something, but that is like pretty small compared to like how much like the arena can actually hold. But I mean, I guess in a way it's kind of going back to normal if you want to look at it that way. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how sports kind of goes forward, you know, with this kind of stuff. But it's definitely picking back up to kind of that normal stage for sure.
Yeah, I think even as it picks up, there'll still be a period of us all kind of adjusting back too, you know. It's not just like gonna, you know, I don't think there's gonna be just I think some people feel like it's gonna be an off and an on switch, but I think it's just gonna be a process of everything kind of, you know, going from X amount of fans to X amount of fans, or, you know, one movie theater open to, you know, this or that. It's not gonna just be you know, an overnight thing, but I'm hoping that I feel safe enough, and that, you know, the community feels safe enough that, you know, events and something like that at least by the mid to end of 2020, that I can feel like I can go somewhere with a group of people and not be, you know, I did go to the mall the other day, and it really did kind of scare me, you know. I was like, dude, this is too many people, you know, I gotta like leave. I had to go pick something up, but I was kind of surprised, like just at the density of people.
Oh yeah.
It just was like, I wasn't ready for that.
So I guess William's asking, I guess in a nutshell, he wants to know, has COVID affected you with, I guess, getting collections and getting the higher end pops and everything like that?
Well, COVID had the antithesis of what I thought would happen initially. I thought that maybe getting stuff, obviously, when there's an economic, potential scare and in a pandemic, you think maybe buying toys is the last thing people are going to do, or that, needing finances or being, scared. So I really thought that, sourcing wasn't going to be a terrible issue, but maybe that selling was going to be a terrible issue. But initially, actually, it did become very hard, is that, you saw a lot of those grails, but there was that initial kind of boom in March, April, things like the Joker 2-pack and, some of the Star Wars pops and certain ones that have maybe been undervalued for, a little while. They started, really going up in value and the frequency of sales and stuff. So a lot of people were hanging on to or selling maybe off one at a time or enjoying collecting all over again. But there were definitely some times earlier on that it was very, worrisome. Like, are we going to actually even be able to get stuff to sell it? And then it kind of leveled out, and I'd say right now it's just been somewhere in the middle. It doesn't seem too directly related, I guess, to COVID, versus you have an overall market that's always, shifting, I guess, in terms of ease to get or not. But right now it seems more nothing too crazy is happening on either side as far as buying and selling.
So what do you think, Mason? I mean, you've seen, I know you did a video with, is it Celine Pops? I know they do a great rise and everything like that.
Sterling Pops, yeah.
Yeah, Sterling Pops. What do you think, what's your take on, I mean, some of the Pops this year has just gone absolutely insane. I mean, you've seen stuff like the Joker 2-pack go from 400 to 1,000, OG Mayors, hundreds of dollar difference. What's your take on it? Is it COVID? Is it just...
I don't know. I mean, I think it goes to the fact that people have a lot more time on their hands and they want to go, like, they're probably casual Funko Pop collectors, and then they get a little bit more into it and they're like, okay, now is the time to get into it. And like I said, they have more time on their hands and they want to buy something that they've been eyeing for a really long time, and now they actually have like the time to pay attention to it. But honestly, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens to like higher end grails that have gone up in price, whether that's still a thing. I mean, if we're looking like, okay, so this is kind of an interesting thing. I was watching a video the other day and it was about like, because that Funko has their own like stocks and stuff. They're on the stock market and stuff. They were talking about like, is it a good time right now to invest in Funko? And I was like watching it and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I think it's actually a pretty good time to invest in Funko and kind of embrace that culture a little bit more, because like they didn't have their normal like summer movie releases like they normally do and all those products and stuff. And so once that picks back up, I don't really see any of these, like for example, what you were saying, high-end collectibles and stuff like that, higher price, I should say, grails and stuff. I think it will probably stay about the same because they were kind of thrown off their schedule and stuff. And I don't know, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I don't think it's going to change a whole lot. So,
Jonathan, how about we've seen different places, and I'm sure, do you deal directly with Funko sometimes to buy things?
Yeah, we have a wholesale Funko account, and yeah, it's definitely challenging at times because the way that really the whole community is set up. It's like, as you guys probably know, is you really have to do pre-orders, right? I mean, everything's based, at least in new stuff, is based around pre-orders, in the sense that it becomes, especially because often we get it, the big box stores, a lot of them at least, I don't think all of them, but let's say Hot Topic, Target, they're getting a lot of what they get to their initial warehouses before that they maybe send it out to their stores, China direct. It goes from, or Vietnam, or whichever country it's produced in. It goes straight from that factory to these retailers. So even if it leaves at the exact same time, ours have to go through Funko's warehouse, Funko in Everett. So if they just haul butt and get it out to us, we're still at the earliest 2-3 weeks generally behind when you first start seeing it in stores. But yeah, we deal with that and have a lot of fun with it too. But it's very difficult to have to constantly compete with that, and then also have to manage a lot of the pre-orders, and then have to give your own customers information that's totally out of your control. You know, that part is difficult to say, hey, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do to make April O'Neil come faster. You know, that's what we've been waiting on for, like, you know, please get us. And sometimes too, it's like, it's weird, you know, it depends on what shipment it's on. You know, I'll see other retailers where, like, I get this 3-4 weeks before they do. They get that 3-4 weeks before I do, because, you know, the warehouse is just it's an enigma, and it's working with all the other batch stuff, and they see that you've got 27 other things coming, so they're going to hold that and send it with that. And, you know, it's there's a little bit of chaos to it, but yeah, we deal with them, you know, all the time.
Would we ever see a SmyeCon? I know I talked to Curtis on Spastic about it. Would we ever see a SmyeCon custom from Funko? And I don't know if it's, I know he talked, it's huge numbers you'd have to do, like what Chalice does. And
oh, you mean like a Smye World exclusive? Like, yeah, no, I think that's pretty much out of reach for us, also because of, you know, the goals that we have. Yeah, you have to really aim high, that you have to put your entire business model around selling brand new Funko Pops only. Not only, but that's your primary focus. And then how can we do just mass amount of volume? I think for an exclusive, you have to do around 1 million wholesale. Wow. So that's not 1 million in sales. That's 1 million that you buy from them, which really turns around to be, I mean, it's not like 50, you know, you're selling $1.5 million in commons. You know, if you do the math on that, like, you are the common king, you know. And Chalice, what they've been able to do is, I mean, they have 2 or 3, I think, storefronts. They're really at the cons. If you look at the way they structure their mysteries, they're everything that they do is based to, you know, that was a goal that they set out for themselves, and really cool. I mean, those guys are, you know, they're just regular guys doing stuff, and pretty amazing what Chalice has been able to do, and also pick, you know, the exclusives that they want to bring to you guys, and, you know, have the cool Chalice sticker, and have something that's different and unique from Hot Topic, GameStop. I mean, they're, you know, I know that different people have opinions on it, but it's, you know, I get that, but, and you have to, again, too, they have to get 20,000 of them. They have to get whatever. And because Chalice maybe isn't as big of a Hot Topic, that the collector community, you know, maybe sees more of them, or, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, that's one thing that I get a little bit frustrated with Funko, is I do feel like there needs to be, I'm not saying like exclusive even or anything, but it'd be nice if there was some sort of middle of the road incentive.
Like they did that years ago when they would do, like, I mean, Alamo City, like different comic shops that had limited super.
It's definitely grown over time, and I don't know, maybe they're even contractually, like, maybe these Walmarts or Targets or Hot Topics or someone talked them into a deal where they don't want those smaller things to happen. I don't know what, or the licensors or this, but yeah, you used to definitely not. I think it did quickly rise, because if you look at like the Harrison's Comics or Midtown Comics, or, you know, and that's where Funko or Fugitive and Gemini, some of those got grandfathered in a little bit, where, you know, they've done enough stuff, or Toy Tokyo. Maybe Toy Tokyo is still doing, probably with the exclusives, obviously, maybe hitting 1 million in sales, and I don't know what their volume is, but yeah, it's difficult, and I do think it'd be cool, and it'd be cool for collectors too, right? Maybe like specialty series, like where there's a little bit more geared towards, you know, retailers the size of Smye World and Spastic, maybe getting something that's a little bit special and unique.
It looked like they did that with, I'm assuming they did it with Plastic Empire, with that 3,000 piece Marty McFly glow that just blew up.
I don't know the specifics, and I wouldn't, even if I did, I probably wouldn't want to talk about them without. But I do believe that was more something done with Marty and his team and Plastic Empire versus Plastic Empire and Funko. So I think that had to do with, you know, the cons not being here and stuff like that, and maybe that was going to be an in-person release or something. But I don't think that was, and that was awesome. You know, that's cool. Dustin's a great guy that owns Plastic Empire, but like, look how much that release did for the community. I mean, it really does. It takes the community on for the next month or 2 or 3. I mean, something to talk about, trade over, this, that. It's unique. It's got the hollow Plastic Empire sticker on it and the biohazard. It's something fresh and fun. And so I don't quite understand why we don't maybe see more of those. You know, it doesn't have to be an LE24 Pretty Funko Fun Days for us to get jazzed up. You know, there's somewhere in between, you know, a LE5000 release that's maybe even split between. And I know it's hard to divvy up and hard to figure out who gets what or who maybe, but I think just having $1 million be the only bar where you can get something more unique is a little excessive, you know?
It's a little much. It's a little much.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we are hitting that bewitching hour of 11 o'clock. So normally I like go an hour. So I'll let you guys take us out. Mason, anything you want to plug? Things you have coming up next? New videos?
Well, gonna be wrapping up the year, so probably gonna be doing, you know, best and worst Funko Pops, you know, of 2020, that kind of stuff. There is some exciting stuff coming very soon. I just partnered with my YouTube channel with the network. I signed on with the network, so I'm going to be able to do some really fun things with sponsorships and stuff, being able to travel to different things this upcoming year. So that should be really fun. But yeah, other than that, I mean, still going to be doing all the same stuff. So that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jonathan, anything you got coming up?
Well, I am doing a Christmas Eve auction and whatnot, so that'll probably be one of the last kind of things we do for the year. I do think other than that, I'm going to kind of, not totally, I mean, we'll be still working throughout the week and doing some regular stuff and all that, but kind of just, like I said, take a little time through the holidays, give people a little breather, and then really come January 1st, well, the first big thing that we have that I'm really excited about is I don't know if you guys have seen the Master Nine Eyes figure. He's like got those 2 samurai swords and he's in kind of a puffy jacket. It's a designer toy.
Okay.
Anyways, we worked on one with Clav, this artist based out of Connecticut. And I kind of worked with him from like the ground up on that. And he actually hand painted the master, and that's what was sent to the factory. And that's what they've made the production off, and it's our exclusive. So I'm really, really excited about it. I'm really proud of it. I don't know how exactly, it's kind of a roller coaster ride in the stomach of how it's going to actually turn out as far as, you know, people enjoying it and sales go. But it's one of the things that I'm probably most proud of to at least be a part of, to kind of create and work on. But overall, just, I think come, you know, this new year, we realize it's a new chapter, and we realize that, you know, it's time to kind of put those bootstraps back on and try to think up some really fun, you know, unique things to do throughout the year for us to, you know, have fun and stay enjoyable.
Definitely. Well, on that one, guys, Mason, thank you for coming to join me. Jonathan, thank you for coming. Everyone, hopefully you enjoyed it. Definitely go follow these guys. Check them out. Awesome. And be safe, be well, enjoy your holiday season with your friends, your family as best you can. Wash your hands, wear your mask, social distance, and we'll see you again on the next one, guys. Peace, love, always. We're out.